After winning a handsome mandate at home, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the United States by storm. His heavy engagements with the titans of the American business community, the Indian diaspora, and above all, his one-on-one meeting with the host, US President Barack Obama, paved the way to start a fresh chapter in the India-US strategic partnership. His message to everyone was loud and clear that India has arrived and is ready to take the great leap forward into the 21st century, which primarily belongs to Asia and certainly to India. A red carpet welcome awaited Prime Minister Modi, who landed in the United States on September 26 for a 5-day visit. He not only charmed the hearts of millions in the United States by reaching out to them.
How are you doing in New York?
Electrifying the people, but also created an instant rapport with the US President Obama, whom he met for the first time. Chemistry between the two powerful leaders of the oldest and the largest democracies is expected to go a long way in reinvigorating the relationship and taking it to a new level, the beginning of which was made in Washington itself, when both the leaders came out with a joint editorial and a vision statement entitled Chalein Saath-Saath, Forward, Together We Go. The vision of both the leaders was transformed into reality in the joint statement that promised a slew of concrete steps to boost defense relations and build a counter-terror platform. The big takeaways are renewal of the framework agreement for the India-US defense cooperation for a further 10 years. Reaffirmation of US support for India's permanent seat in UN Security Council. Working group to address all implementation issues to speed up deployment of US origin nuclear reactors in India. US firms to be lead partners in developing Allahabad, Ajmer and Visakhapatnam as smart cities. Bringing global standards for skill development in India. Knowledge partnership for a new IIT to be set up in India. India-US partnership on the Digital India Initiative. Making his first policy statement at the packed 69th session of the UN General Assembly, Prime Minister Modi underscored India's unwavering commitment to multilateral processes to advance peace and security. He focused on the need for all the 193 nations to be united and work together from G1 to G-all instead of operating in various Gs with different numbers. After former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who addressed the UN in 2000 in Hindi,
संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ के सहस्राब्दी शिखर सम्मेलन के अवसर पर मुझे आप सभी का अभिनंदन करते हुए बड़ी प्रसन्नता हो रही है।
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the second to deliver his address in chaste Hindi.
मेरे लिए अत्यंत सम्मान की बात है।
Prime Minister Modi called for reform and expansion of the UN Security Council. Underscoring the importance of UN peacekeeping operations, Prime Minister Modi emphasized that those sending troops should be involved in the decision-making process as well. Referring to yoga as an integral part of spiritualism and an invaluable gift of the ancient tradition that can help people cope with the challenge of climate change, he urged upon the member countries to adopt an International Yoga Day.
आइए हम एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस को आरंभ करने की दिशा में कार्य करें।
His proposal was readily accepted by the neighbors, whom the Prime Minister met soon after his address at the UN General Assembly, with Sri Lanka endorsing it in writing. Prime Minister Modi, who gives priority to neighbors, also met Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Nepal Prime Minister Sushil Koirala and discussed bilateral issues. Prior to his address to the United Nations, Prime Minister Modi met UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Kicking off his development agenda and keen to realize his dream of Make in India, Prime Minister Modi assured the business community of cutting the red tape and making the tax regime more stable. He assured the CEOs that India is open-minded and is committed to make the overall business environment more business-friendly. Being a visionary and looking beyond, Prime Minister Modi had a meeting with former US President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton, who is a former US Secretary of State. In his other important engagements lined up during his hectic visit, he met Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He reached out to the state governors besides others, like the New York mayor, in pursuance of his pet project of creation of 100 smart cities. Prime Minister Modi reached out to the Indian Americans at Madison Square Garden, where he was accorded a rousing reception as chants of Modi, Modi, Modi rent the air. He enthralled the jam-packed audience with his grand vision of India, making each Indian present at the iconic venue proud. With his soul-stirring speech, he convinced everyone that India has the blessings of the Almighty.
जब जनता जनार्दन के आशीर्वाद होते हैं तो वो स्वयं परमात्मा के आशीर्वाद होते हैं.
Giving 3 reasons for his positive outlook, he pointed out to the 3D formulation about India: democracy, demographic dividend with 65% of the population being under the age of 35 years, and demand that would ensure its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. If that was not all, he gave several gifts to his die-hard fans that included lifetime visas to the PIOs and merging of the PIO and the overseas Indian cards.
शायद इतना प्यार हिंदुस्तान के किसी राजनेता को नहीं मिला. मैं ये कर्ज चुकाऊंगा, आपके सपनों का भारत बना करके कर्ज चुकाऊंगा.
Prime Minister Modi not only charmed the Indian Americans throughout the visit, but also struck a chord among the Americans, including US Vice President Joe Biden, with his sense of purpose and incredible energy.